What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 78 of Building Stuff. Today we're building a firework shop. So, yeah. 78 of Building Stuff today. Just setting everything up. Alright, everything's set up. Let's build a firework shop.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a firework shop. I've had loads of requests to make one of these, and I think that it's perfect that I'm actually posting this on the 4th of July. The firework shop is heavily decorated in all things redstone and fireworks, and the inside is pretty much the same as well. It's a pretty wacky design. I hope that you guys like it. I've even incorporated a little bit of lighting into the shop as well, since it is very heavily redstone based. We can even make our way up to the roof as well, where we have a little bit of extra storage, and on the roof we have a little bit of an extra surprise. Every single morning when the shop opens, it lets you know with a bang. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really does help me and the channel out very much. And please consider sharing it with a friend, they might like to make it too. And of course, if you have any more suggestions, I'd love to see what you guys want to see next. Let's get started. Before we begin, we are going to need every single one of these materials.
Hello Spencer FN, welcome to live stream.
In my inventory right now. Begin with the ones in the hotbar, as those are the ones that we will be using to make the actual physical shop itself. Everything else is pretty much just for decoration. Please pause the video if necessary, and do also note that we might be grabbing more materials as we go along, as unfortunately my inventory just isn't big enough. But I will give you plenty of warning and plenty of time to grab additional things. Once again, pause the video if necessary, grab everything that you see here, and then we can begin. So if you have got everything you need, we have to figure out where we want to make it. The shop requires a 12 block by a 13 block area. 13 blocks left to right, 12 blocks front to back. If you like, you can make this...
Hello Jaxie Boy and Kia Sipu, welcome to live stream.
Start on the front left hand corner. And from this corner block, I want you to count inwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on top of this block, we're going to place 4 red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right of that 4th red concrete by 3. 1, 2, 3. And connect down to the ground. I then want you to take the block that hit the ground, and to the right and in front of it place another red concrete. To the right and in front of that place a white concrete. Right of that place an oak door. Right of that place a red concrete. Going back and to the right place another red concrete. And then back and to the right of that place another red concrete. I then want you to go up on top of this red block by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then right of it also by 3. 1, 2, 3. And connect downwards. I then want you to take this entire row that we have formed by connecting down, and I want us to extend it backwards by 6 blocks.
6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extending back towards the back of the build, the entire row. This is going to make the interior wall for the firework shop. I then want you to extend the end of the wall across the back of the build, like this, with the intention of us being able to connect it to the front of the build, like so. We then have to make the entire sides of the build as high as the walls surrounding us. So just add on rows of red concrete until you are satisfied with the height of it. It shouldn't be any higher than what we have already made. So what that means is we should just have something which should look exactly like this. So once you've done that, I now want to do the windows, which means I want to place quartz stairs, and upside down ones at that, inside of these empty spaces on the left side and the right side of the build. Right at the bottom, upside down quartz stairs. Place a glass above them, connecting up to the red concrete, and place wooden trapdoors in front of the top half of the upper glass. And do the same on the opposite side. It's upside down quartz stairs at the base, glass above, and wooden trapdoors in front of the top of the glass. What I now want to do, and what we want to do, I shouldn't use I, we both want to do this, is we have to decorate the front of this a little bit. So we want to, on top of this red concrete block here, we want to place another red concrete. On top of the white block, we want to place a red concrete. Moving through the door on top of this red, we want to place a white. And then on top of this red block, we also want to place a red. So we want to have this. Now, starting from the left, going right again, we're just going to build this up a little bit. We want to place a white concrete. And then going right, we want to place a red. Right of that, another red. And then a white. And then on top of this last one, a white as well. So you can see we're just building up the door. We then want to, starting from the left again, we want to place a white on top of this block. And then a white on top of the one to the right of it. And then a red going right. And then another one. And then a white after that. Now, we want to place on top of the white block again at the back, we want to place a red, and then a white going right, and then another one, and then a red.
At Nurofen, we know playful kids are happy kids. But sometimes fever gets in the way. Nurofen for children lasts for up to 8 hours and can be taken on empty tummies. You do the fun and games, we'll do the fever relief.
And then another red. So, like this. And that, you can see, that is actually going to be the entrance, which is, of course, the base of a firework. And I also want you to take the back right of what we've just made. Basically, the last red block. And I'm going to place 2 white concrete coming backwards from that last red block. 1, 2. On the right side here, I want you to place a red concrete and then a white coming backwards. And then we have to connect these together in between diagonally. And we want to place a red concrete coming inwards from the left diagonally. And we want to place a white coming in from the right diagonally. And connect them together with a row of red concrete. And you should see that that is actually nice and perfectly balanced. So the next thing we want to do here is I'm just going to fill in the roof. And I'm actually I'm going to use a solid block, and I'm going to use, say, white concrete will be just fine to fill in the roof. So we don't want to have any sorts of gaps. even inside of the shop where we have just made the entrance. So I'm just going to make the entire ceiling white concrete. You could alternatively perhaps use some oak wood, or you could use some red, or you could even use any sort of material. Brown, any material you like, you could absolutely use. Okay. Next, I want you to grab the brown concrete, and all the way around the top of the firework, I want you to place brown concrete. So, around in this circular shape that we have created, place brown concrete. And then I want you to extend it up another row. So place an additional row of brown on top. And then inside of this, one row inside and above, I want you to place a square shape of brown concrete, like this. Then fill in the middle and extend it upwards, like that. We're almost done with this part. Now we want to use brown concrete, and we want to extend the base row of brown outwards in every single direction, and this is just going to give us the entrance. It just makes it look a little bit more like a firework. It makes it look a little bit better. We also want to place a row of quartz slabs going all the way around the top of the shop. So around the top of the row of red concrete that we have at the very top of the shop, we want to place a row of quartz slabs going all the way around, like this. And then once you have done that, the last little detail that I want to add is I want to make something that looks like a fuse coming out of the front of the shop. So I'm going to destroy it in front of the door, in front off to the left, and then in front off to the right to create a zigzag, and I'm going to place black concrete inside of it to look like the fuse of a firework. You guys know what I'm on about, the thing that you would set on fire, right? That would then of course ignite the gunpowder inside the firework and then set it off. And that is the shop complete, ladies and gentlemen. That's the actual shop itself. But we want to decorate it a little bit, because it really does look a lot better if you do decorate it. So I'm going to grab these sorts of materials right here. You guys can see what I've just grabbed out of the inventory. Feel free to take a pause if you need to make sure that you actually have all of that stuff. And this next bit is going to be a little bit fast, ladies and gentlemen, but I will tour the shop afterwards, just so that you can make sure you've got it right. So this process is a bit random. I want to start off by placing dispensers in front of the shop, preferably facing upwards. We don't want them facing out, otherwise we're going to shoot ourselves in the legs with fireworks. And I've seen enough internet videos to know that fireworks and people do not make a good mix. I'm going to place some daylight sensors around some of the fireworks, because that means that every single morning, if you've got the daylight cycle going, that the daylight sensors are going to set off the dispensers, and it just makes a really cool opening. In some cases, you might want to perhaps even attach a lever to the outside of your build that will allow you to set off individual dispensers at your own will. I'm also going to place stuff like pressure plates and chests around my actual shopper's dispensers at your own will. I'm also going to place stuff like pressure plates and chests around my actual shop as well, just to kind of give that feel that this shop has a lot to sell, if this makes sense. And I'm going to place a couple of things like that, maybe like a of redstone torches as well, maybe just about the place, maybe, you know, just sprinkled about. And I'm also going to place the regular stuff that you can see kind of like in a redstone shop as well, just like. And I'm also going to place the regular stuff that you can see kind of like in a redstone shop as well, just like buttons along the place, and maybe some repeaters. You could even add some. And I'm also going to place the regular stuff that you can see kind of like in a redstone shop as well, just like buttons along the place, maybe some repeaters. You could even add some comparators if you like. I'm even going to sprinkle a little bit of like redstone dust on the floor. Or two. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but you know, just to fill up the area a little bit, makes it look a little bit more impressive. And I'm also going to just dump all this stuff, and I'm going to attach maybe like even an item frame and like a rocket to, you know, just to the front of the build. You can do that in multiple places if you like, but I think that is actually fine for me. So that's what I've done to the outside, and whilst we are here, I would like to do the top of the roof as well. On the top of my roof, I placed a lot of dispensers. I don't know why I said dispensers. I placed a lot of dispensers along the roof. And this does mean that whilst it's dark, you know, it's not going to be doing anything. But the dispensers are attached, and in between them, they are attached to daylight sensors, which means that, of course, once the sun rises, we're going to get a nice opening welcome of a firework barrage above the shop. Which, I don't know, I really like that. You could even hook them up to a regular power source if you wanted to, so you could set them off at will if you liked. It's completely up to you. So, the next part of this is going to be for us to do the inside. The first part of this, we're only going to require planks as an additional material. So I'm just going to destroy the actual floor, and I'm going to replace it using oak wood planks. Because there's something about oak wood planks that really is kind of like a homey material. Meaning that it just feels like a warm material to use. As you step into the shop, it's kind of just like, oh, you know, it just feels... You guys know what I'm talking about, it just feels welcoming. So I'm filling in the centre of the shop, the floor of the shop, using oak wood planks. And now I'm just going to gather some materials, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to gather... materials in my inventory, and I'm going to show you what we're going to need for the inside of the shop. So I'll just need a quick pause. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so to make the inside of the shop, these are the sorts of materials that I have decided to grab. Please pause the video if necessary. Make sure that you have access to every single one of these, and then we can get So, just with the outside as well, you know, I'm going to rush this a little bit, but I will make it very, very clear on what I've done after I've actually done it. So, it's important that we find the middle of the build. Where the door is on the outside is the middle of the build. And this is important because I want to follow the middle all the way to the back of the build. So this is the middle back part of the build. And I want to place 3 white concrete in front of the middle. 1, 2, 3. And I'm also going to destroy the first 2 blocks, because this is going to be kind of like the cash register area, like where you'd actually purchase the stuff. I'm going to extend this left one, right one, and then I'm going to extend it backwards, diagonally. I'm going to connect the right side to the wall, and the left side I'm going to leave open so that we can walk around it. I'm going to place a cash register, which is a stone brick stairs, here on the right side of the till area. And I'm going to place quartz slabs on the wall to make a shelf with some chests above. Maybe even decorate the area a little bit with like a wooden pressure plate, something like that. You could even put a little dust on the on the actual countertop if you wanted to. I also want some lights in here. That's very important to me. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to chuck a couple of redstone lamps in this corner of the build. And please change this if you want to change it. I'm going to also, I know that on this wall, I'm going to sell fireworks. And the fireworks are going to be sold like this in these chests, like so, along the wall. And I'm going to place redstone lamps in between below them. And I need to power the lamps. I need to a way to power the lamps. So I'm going to place a lever here, and I'm going to place redstone on the ground, and I'm just going to run the redstone into the lamps. And I kind of want to make it look a little bit sloppy, honestly. That doesn't fit very well there. Maybe there is a little bit. That doesn't fit very well there because I don't want it to run up, and I want it to look a little bit sloppy. You know, I want it to look like a fun place. That shouldn't connect there either, so we'll go this way, and maybe I'll run up, and I want it to look a little bit sloppy. You know, I want it to look like a fun place. That shouldn't connect there either, so we'll go this way, and maybe I'll even run like a repeat run up, and I want it to look a little bit sloppy. You know, I want it to look like a fun place. That shouldn't connect there either, so we'll go this way, and maybe I'll even run like a repeater or something into them, and then once we press that, perfect, the shop is all nice and lit up. And what else do I want to do? Well, I did mention that I want to have the fireworks on this wall, and in these chests here I'm going to sell orange fireworks, green fireworks, and fireworks. And I'm going to place some item frames here to quantify which ones those are. And what do we have here? This is blue, and then what do we have? We have green, and then we have, I'm sure that we have like blue, green, and orange, right? You know what? Yeah, fade to orange. Perfect, that's fine. So fade to orange, we have green. Light blue, it doesn't have to be perfect. And what else do we want to have? Well, we do want the whole place to look a bit messier, so I'm gonna chuck some of this stuff away, and I'm gonna grab some of your more regular. I'm gonna grab we don't actually have all of the materials that I even want. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to grab some of this stuff, and I want like droppers, and I want daylight sensor. And I want like dispensers, and I kind of want to put like dispensers in this corner. Here, maybe even stacked on top of each other. Maybe like day sensors surrounding them. Maybe like a chest or so. Maybe we could even have like a little bit of a shelf too on this particular side. Maybe we could have like a shelf here with. A chest above it, and maybe like even an item frame just for this chest here. You know, just decorate it and make it look like messy but organized. It's kind of like, you know, it wants to look messy but not too messy. It's kind of like a hard balance to strike. And wow, so where are we missing some stuff? Maybe like place a tripwire hook on this wall. Maybe like place a couple of chests stacked up here. Maybe even place maybe just like a wooden trapdoor or so, just like randomly chucked on the ground. I'm going to use a little bit of oak fence to take away some wall space, so I'm just going to place some oak fence like around this area here, and maybe even above the lights here on this right side. I'm also going to take some of the floor space away by placing some like this is kind of going to be like on a pattern, kind of like I'm just going to place some like this right side. I'm also going to take some of the floor space away by placing some like this is kind of going to be like in a pattern, kind of like I'm just going to place some like red and white carpet, kind of like in some like this is kind of going to be like in a pattern, kind of like I'm just going to place some like red and white carpet, kind of like in
The real world starts here, loud and clear. One decision launches your mission to become valuable, adaptable, unstoppable.
In kind of like a pattern, just kind of like say like a chessboard sort of pattern. I don't want it to all be the same. So what would that'd be red, that'd be like white, that'd be red, that'd be white. I feel as though we've got too much floor space, really, so I'm just like another dropper here, perhaps. Maybe even like another daylight sensor there. Maybe even like, maybe. Just do some more copy. So that'd be white, and then the red, white, red, white. Then red. You know, I just want this place to feel nice and full. And we're going to use paintings for this also. We're going to grab some paintings. I might have to grab another block along with it. And I just want something that is too big. I just want to put some like paintings on the wall too. You know, just to make it, just to really add in some extra. Yeah, that's just fine. Just to really just. As I say, I want to kind of fill up the space. I mean, we could even place, like, if we want, we could have some, like, traditional lights and, like, maybe, like, just a regular torch on the wall. In a couple of places, if we so chose, maybe. You know, just to fill up the item frames as well. And now it feels nice and messy in here, and that's kind of how I like it. Kind of just like a shop that is, you know, it's a little bit crazy. But what I also want to do is I want to have access to the roof, and to do that, just as you walk in the entrance, like to the right, I want to be able to climb up into the roof. So I'm just going to grab like a ladder as well, just so that we can actually climb up, just a ladder leading up into the roof like this. And what do I want up here? Well, I want to be able to exit out onto the actual roof itself, like that. So we want to be able to get out onto the roof. And you just want some sort of regular stuff up here, mate. Like a crafting table, cauldron, maybe, you know, just some stuff. Maybe you know, you make some fireworks up here. Who knows? You know, I just want it. To be kind of like a. You know, I just want it to look nice and filled up. That's the whole point. So now that we have this little area, we can walk out onto the roof. That's looking pretty good, honestly. I mean, the only thing that we have to do, I mean, that's the outside of the shop. You know, that's the inside of the shop. That's looking so cool and bright. I mean, that's the top part done. We've got the roof done. We've got this little inside bit done too. I tell you what I'm going to do next, right? Because that's actually the tutorial pretty much complete. I'm going to clean up the ground, and then I'm going to show you the shop properly. So if you have liked,
I'm going to add some fireworks into the thing.
going to allow you to catch up. Make sure that you have caught everything as we've been building it.
Alright, we have made a fireworks shop. This build was very easy to make. This one is pretty hot. Get it? Fireworks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a fireworks shop. If you did guys enjoy this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day guys. Peace out.